This is football. This is professional football. This is not flag football. This is not pee-wee football. I understand that we're about safety and there's concussions going on and all the stuff that's been happening in the past and CTE or whatever you call it, what is it, whatever it is. You
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that people are safe, but all this fake ticky-tack, petty, roughing the passer stuff that they've been calling these games, it gets under my, this is football. Let's play the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to another session of Spikes and Heels. I'm Gwen.
I'm Sabrina.
And the first thing we want to do is have a disclaimer. We recognize that the name of the Washington team is no longer Redskins, so we do apologize if we have offended anyone by continuously using the name. It's just a force of habit since 1932. But we are wrapping our Cancel the Redskin name shirts today.
Yes, and I don't know if mine shows up backwards. Gwen does show up forward when I look at her, but for me, the Hail to the Reds. Oh, see, I just said Redskins.
It's a habit.
Hail to
The Washington football team.
Yeah, it shows up backwards when I look at it, so hopefully.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't. Let's get right into it, baby. I'm interested in finding out about that Bills and Cardinals game. How did it end?
Oh my gosh! So everybody, I'm sure, thought that the Bills had won because it was only a few seconds or whatever left in the game, and then somehow Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins came up with a miracle play between defenders, and he came down with that ball. The Cardinals are on a roll this year. I did not see them coming.
Me either.
And Bills as well. That was a good game. It's been the game of the year so far to me.
And your book, the game of the year so far?
So far, that game was spectacular. They're going to be re-showing it on NFL Network this week.
Yeah.
Great game.
So let's get the white elephant in the room out the way ASAP.
What's the white elephant?
Girl, our team.
Oh, gosh. We're going to go there so soon and so quickly.
Might as well get it out the way. Would you want bad news first or good news, bad news last?
Let's get the bad news out of the way.
Okay, so we lost again.
There's nothing new to that. There's nothing new. And see, this is why we say this all the time. We know, don't get your hopes up. The Redskins are who we thought they were. They're going to break your heart each week. I love them, so I can say that. Don't write in and say, oh, you're not a fan. Yes, I am. They do the same thing every week. I commend them for coming back 21, unanswered points or whatever. But it came down to the same thing. They lost.
Sabrina, again, going back to our third podcast, so check it out if you haven't seen the 3 previous ones. They always do this. The defense hold teams to minimum points in the second half. This is a perfect opportunity for the offense to come back, which they did today. Mm-hmm. They came back with 21 unanswered points in the second half. Mm-hmm. But stupid penalties and turnovers lose games for us. And the boneheaded play of today was Chase.
Oh, yeah.
When it's 2 minutes to go, we driving downfield, and he hits dude upside the head.
Yeah.
Which cost us 50 yards, and who knew that Patrick was on his team?
Yeah.
This man holds the record for the longest field goal. So the minute I saw him on the sideline, I started cooking. I was like, you know what? This is it.
You see what I'm saying? And also, it wasn't even just Chase. It was McLaurin with the fumble. It was our kicker missing the 3-point.
He would have won had he not missed that field goal.
Absolutely. We sure would have.
Where do we go? We talk about the same thing every week. I feel like womp is in my ear because it sounds like the same thing. It's like if it's not the turnovers, it's the penalty. Now, Alex looked almost there, but Sabrina, I had a week to think about Alex and I'm so proud and I applaud his comeback because it's to be commended. But Beanie, I go back to when the 49ers had him. They switched him out for Colin.
I remember this.
Then he goes to the Chiefs. He can't get it done. Then after they switch him out for Colin Kaepernick, then they go to the Super Bowl. They don't win, but they go, right, with Colin. Then he goes to the Chiefs. He can't get them there. They win the division. How many times he was there? Numerous times. They go to the playoff every year, just about. But when it comes down to that AFC title game, he can never get them over the hump. Now we have him. He's not the answer. He's only going to sustain. He's never going to get us past the point that we need for our team to be contenders.
I could agree with you on that, but I think today it wasn't him.
It
was play calling. They're doing too many little short plays, little dinkies, little donkeys here and there. We can't be doing that.
Come on now. That jump out. And then I said, roll the ball. What are you doing? Next week it's the Bengals. I promise you, if we lose this game, we are going to have a first time on this show. And that's all I'm going to say. So please tune in. If we lose this game, we will have a special guest on this show next week.
Okay, I think I know who the special guest is, but we'll leave that there.
Exactly. But I just can't. We're going to speak on the Steelers because this is my team. Even though I don't have them going to the Super Bowl.
And I do.
I'm watching them, and they are impressive. So last week, as you know, they let the Cowboys have it. Now, there are a lot of Cowboy fans in the DMV that's complaining that they got they got cheated. They didn't do the right call. The Steelers shouldn't have won. He. Doesn't matter. How many calls have gone in your favor?
Exactly.
So I applaud the Steelers for winning last week and also just airing the Bengals out this week, who we're playing next week. So teams that usually get clobbered the week before face us get some kind of, I don't know, friend.
I don't know, but we do applaud the Steelers. They are 9-0 now. They are just
running away with it. Best start in franchise history. They have never been 9, even through the Terry Bradshaw 4 Super Bowl win era, they have never been 9-0. But this is not question, Sabrina. Who is this Bama that Dallas had last week? God Gilbert?
Listen, I thought DiNucci was the quarterback.
Almost won. Wait, they're supposed to be out of it. No way should they have a quarterback that's halfway decent. He had them into the game all the way up until the fourth quarter. And he was driving. I don't think when they trying to do that.
Yep, and then
can we get a backup, the no-name backup that can play this well?
And the whole thing is, and when you look at the NFC East, the Cowboys not out of it. We not out of it. Nobody is out of it because all of us stink right now. I mean, truth be told, to me, the Giants look better than everybody.
Giants gonna take this. But everybody focusing on the Eagles and the Cowboys and us being a no-name team, the Giants are slowly walking themselves to the division title. And I'm like, this can't happen. Like, in what world?
And so do you think that the Giants, speaking of the Giants, that they got the better end of the Haskins and Daniel Jones deal? What you think? I think we talked about this a little
last week. We did. You say great call.
Great call. Absolutely.
Great call. They made it because they were supposed to choose Haskins. Everybody in the world, he was the best quarterback coming out of the draft that year. And they needed a quarterback because Eli had one foot on the banana peel and the other foot into retirement. He was done. You know what I'm saying? So they picking Daniel Jones, but everybody don't know the history. Daniel Jones was trained by Eli Payton and Eli's quarterback coach, not his father, but they used someone else, and this guy used them too. So maybe this is the connection that no one really thought about, that Eli would pick somebody that was under the same coach that they used.
Very good, yeah.
So, but it seems to be working out in their favor. So I commend them because they looked like the dumbest team on earth. I had so many Giants fans that I knew in the DMV going, they didn't know what happened, they didn't understand, but they are cheering now, Jack.
They're cheering now while we crying and boo-hooing.
I just can't. I'm not going to give up, Sabrina. I'm not. I'm just going to
I mean, we can't give up, but it's just
But
the
man,
same. It's like Groundhog Day. What was the name? That's the movie we're in right now.
that's right. Amen. So, all right. So I love the Steelers. They won. They beat the Bengals, and that was not a surprise there. Everyone knew it. Anybody with any ounce of sense would have known it. So
Next up, we're going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks and the fact that they have lost 2 games in a row, and they are now in 3rd place in the NFC West. They lost today to the Rams, and the Rams are now in 2nd place behind the Cardinals, who we just talked about. They are all 6-3, but because I guess the tiebreakers and all that, Cardinals first, Rams second, Seattle third. And was the Seahawks, were they your Super Bowl pick, Gwen?
They were my NFC Super Bowl. Yes, they were. They still are.
They were mine.
I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with Ciara Russell. She need to leave him alone. He need to do what boxers do, how they get ready for a fight. They go away 2 months and train, do something. Because he is way off. Seattle has a balanced offense. Where Russell can throw, there's someone always in that backfield that ran. This is how they won their first Super Bowl, and this is why they should have won the second one.
We're not even going to talk about that.
Exactly. Talk about that. He's talking about the most boneheaded play in the history of the NFL. That's either first or second place. But anywho, we digress and get to that later in another segment. And the defense looks really shaky.
Yeah, and also
the defense,
Russell. Say that again, Gwen.
Defense not on point, but go ahead.
I was just going to say that Russell's been off the last 2 weeks as well. I think he's had like 7 or 8 turnovers just himself the last 2 weeks. So it's something going on with him. I don't know if it's what you said about Ciara or whatever, but something going on. He need to get his head in the game. He's a little off.
Why do they get these multi-million-dollar contracts and then they just go north with their talent?
I think
like the one person, you think it's mental?
I think because now they almost feel like they got to prove, you know what I'm saying, and I got this big contract, I can do this, I'm going to show them. I don't know if they start pressing or what, and I don't know if that's his issue, but he's been off the last 2 weeks for sure. And they're now in 3rd place. They need to get it together quickly. Because 3rd place is not going to make it out of that division. They might be a wild card.
Second. At 3rd place, even a wild card?
Yeah, I think that's so. Pushing. It depends on your record. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
they have a good
record. Weeks to turn it around. I have to look and see how many more divisional games they have, because that's the telltale. Like how many times, and they've lost. If they lost to the Rams, that's definitely a divisional game they needed. But I just hope Russell gets it together, because I'm about to be messed up on both sides. The Super Bowl I won it last year, it didn't happen the year before, it didn't happen. So I'm betting 1,000 right now. But
oh boy.
When I first heard that Tom was going to Tampa, I was like, no way in this world. I can't imagine the NFL or Sundays without Tom and Bill together, or Cam in Carolina with Ron. But they broke, like these 2 teams broke up and they switched. Ron came here, Cam went to New England, Tom went to Tampa. And I'm thinking, what is something going to look like for these 2 teams or these 2 team fan base?
Right.
Because they've been together for a long time. But now that I see everybody settling in, so this is the year of let's just get to know each other. So I'm not having Tampa Bay winning, and I'm not having the Patriots even making the playoffs. Because I feel like Cam is not the answer for New England. In that Belichick system, he's not the answer. And there are too many other teams in the NFC that I think are more formative than the Buccaneers. Like the Buccaneers don't have a defense. Like in the NFC, you have to have a defense. It can't be straight off. So let's keep it real. A couple of years, I feel like the Packers got straight to the playoffs on Aaron Rodgers and one defensive person, Clay Matthews. I feel like that was it for them. This is his last run they used to have. But many other teams won't have the same success. And I feel like Ravens went to the Super Bowl a couple of times on the strength of their defense. But they had enough offense. We're going to keep the other team from scoring, but you got to score every now and again.
And with Cam being in New England, when I first heard about it, I was not excited. I thought he would do okay because, you know, I feel like Belichick, like we talked about before, is so smart and has such a system that you can pretty much put anybody in there and they'll do well. And I know he needs a year to get acclimated, but with him being a veteran and everything, I would hope that he would have done better than what he's doing. I don't think he is the answer. He's up there now in age for a quarterback, 31. We know Tom
That's up there, yes.
Brady is the exception, but under normal circumstances, 31 means, all right, you're on the backside of your career. And so what he is showing us, I just don't I don't know that it's going to get much, much better. I don't know.
So how do you feel about Tom in Tampa?
Ooh, so we didn't talk about last week's game because we did like an abbreviated show with just Washington stuff. But last week, Tampa got absolutely stomped by the Saints. Terrible game for Tampa Bay. And so this week they came back and bounced back. I really think that Tampa Bay will be respectable. They will be in the hunt with Tom Brady, you know, at the helm as their leader. But in terms of them dominating or winning the Super Bowl, I don't see that. Prove me wrong, but I don't see that.
Not until they fix that defense.
Yeah. And they need, you know, make sure they have all the weapons with Tom. Tom can't do it all. So they'll be respectable. They'll be in the hunt. But I don't see them getting to where the Patriots were when Tom was there. No, ma'am.
Not happening.
So the next topic, everybody, is something that really gets under my skin. Something that irritates me to no end. And that is all this roughing the passer stuff with the quarterbacks. This is football. This is professional football. This is not flag football. This is not peewee football. I understand that we're about safety and there's concussions going on and all the stuff that's been happening in the past and CTE or whatever you call it, whatever it is, you want to make sure that people are safe. But all this fake ticky-tack, petty, roughing the passer stuff that they've been calling these games, it gets under my, this is football. Let's play the game. What you think, Gwen? Because it irritates me.
Sabrina, they chopping the dude that you let me hit out the air and go for the dude's head.
Who?
I think the guy who Chase.
Oh, on our team. Okay.
Yes, you can see him. You can see him. What was that first call? Because there's two roughing the passer called today. There were two. And there was the first one. The first one was legitimate, 54. Pierre somebody. He definitely, now Chase didn't to me. That was too much. When they called Chase, I was like, nah. That first one, because his helmet hit the chest. So I feel like if you go for the legs, you roughing the passer. If you use one, you roughing the passer. But what do you want them to do? And also, if I'm coming at a person and this person moves or bend down, I think it should be, it was inadvertent. It happened. But it was you know what I'm saying? It wasn't deliberate.
But most of the stuff is inadvertent and they're calling it anyway. How is somebody going to be going full speed and launching at somebody and then change direction in mid-air?
Exactly. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They need to let these people play. I understand people say, but that was your child. You wouldn't, you would feel differently. I understand all that. When you're on that field, you know what it is. Let's let them play.
Okay, so how we can meet in the middle with this inadvertent 5 yards, you did it on purpose 15 yards. Can we agree? That's what they do with the face mask, right or wrong.
But how do you determine what's inadvertent?
If this dude is coming and this dude been down, that's inadvertent. If the quarterback moves in the way, that's inadvertent. But if he's standing up straight and you come straight at his head, then you deliberately did that.
He should move his head then. I'm done. Listen.
Sabrina. Okay.
It's getting too.
It is. It's hard to watch it now because everything gets called. And a lot of these people are not trying to kill the other person like back in the day. Like I saw one dude drag somebody. What's up? That was, you deliberately did that.
Yeah.
But if someone's coming and the quarterback moves and then it changes to a head on head, that was that wasn't my intent. I was just trying to stop him. So if you can't grab him at the legs and you can't hit him up high, where you hit him at? In the stomach?
This is why I'm saying and I understand wanting to protect the quarterback and all that. It's just getting too, I don't know the word. It's too much for me, and they just need to let these people play. Listen, not even going to play favorites. You know what I'm saying? Let the people play. I don't care if it's Washington, Dallas, whoever. Let the people play.
Amen. I agree.
And
I agree.
There's one position I would never want to play. If someone said, you're going to be a football player, what position would you never play? I would never be a cornerback. Never. Because it's very hard for them to do their job without getting a pass interference call. They have to almost walk this thin little string of a line not to be called for interference. It's hard being a DB, I think. I would never be a DB ever.
That's cool. What position would I never play?
Think about it.
I never want to play the kicker.
That's the easiest one to play.
Oh, Jack, but that's the one, all the pressure on him. If you don't get that ball, if you miss that field goal, they be coming for these people, mamas. Like, yo, move. Don't even be, you know what I'm saying? And you can just be having a bad foot day. You know what I'm saying? That's the most pressure, I think, besides the quarterback is the kicker.
That's true. I never thought about that.
I ain't, man, no, be like, nah, never. Because when you ever seen when he don't make the play, they be looking at him like, you bum. You know what I'm saying?
He sits by himself.
I know, right? He got a whole bitch to himself. But when they win, they host them up in the air like they the champions of the world, or, you know. Now that kicker position came down. Pat missed me with that position. I'm good.
That's a good point.
So Sabrina, I noticed that there are two former really well-known wide receivers that switched teams and they're playing again. Dez Bryant and Antonio Brown. And I just want to say one disclaimer again. In my previous session, when we were laughing about Antonio Brown, I was laughing in reference to the drama that he brings, not his mental state, because mental illness is nothing to play with, and I would never, ever make fun of that. So please understand, when I was like, oh, the drama that's going to come to the team, this is going to be funny, because this man is super smart. This give you a background story. He went to he was picked up, he left Pittsburgh, picked up by the Patriots. He wanted to play with Tom Brady, who he's now in Tampa Bay. A charge came up. They traded him to the Chargers, Oakland. He did not want to stay with the LA Raiders at the time. So he did every stunt in the book to get out of this team. So first he caught the high air balloon ride to practice. That didn't work. So he said, that didn't work. Now I'm going to beat up the owner. So he cussed the owner out on TV. And that worked. They said, you got to go. So that was in reference to the drama, not him having a mental illness.
And another disclaimer, we are not saying that he has a mental illness. We're simply saying
he got drama. Right. This dude is going to be, that's why I said this is going to be funny. Because he's going to, if he's not successful, he's going to do something. Yeah. To get away from this team. And it's not going to be, we're going to let you go. He doesn't leave that quietly. When he leaves, there's a trail of, what you say, falling dominoes behind him, Sabrina. Do you agree?
I agree.
Like there's always a trail. So, Sabrina, how well did Antonio Brown do against the Panthers?
He had about 6 or 7 catches today for like 70 yards or so. So he's getting back into the groove.
Yeah.
You know, not all pro levels, but he's getting his feet wet again.
Yeah, and the Bucks blew the Panthers out 46-23, so really much to say right there. Tom is still Tom, but he was playing the Panthers, so it's hard to say. But I'm looking forward to continually watching the progression of Dez Bryant and Antonio Brown because they were two great wide receivers with their former teams. Dez was with Dallas for many years, and AB, who we call him AB, Antonio Brown was with the Steelers.
Yeah.
For the most part of his career.
Who are you more excited to see?
Oh, definitely Antonio Brown. Dez Bryant still got on that blue, silver, and gold to me. So, even though I like the Ravens, Yeah. I would not be no.
So, ladies and gents, we have come to the conclusion of another segment of Spikes and Heels. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Sabrina, can you tell them the special circumstances about next week's show?
Yes. So next week, we're going to be doing our very first giveaway. I'm so excited. Gwen is excited. We're excited. And you have to tune in next week to find out what the thing is that you could win and how to enter the giveaway. So tune in next week. And then also, if the Redskins lose to the Bengals next week, What might happen, Gwen?
We're gonna have a special guest.
A special guest.
Never want to see her, but she's coming if they lose next week. And also, Sabrina, don't forget, we're going to start back up with our Spike Football for Beginners segment.
That's true. That's true. So what we decided is we've been doing like football for beginners kind of mixed in with these videos, but we decided it would be better to separate it out as its own series. So starting next week, you're going to get 2 videos from us every week. You're going to get the main Spikes and Heels video on Sunday evening or Monday. And then on Wednesdays, you're going to get the football for beginners every week. So 2 videos every week. Yep. Yay!
Thanks again for sending us your love and support. We greatly appreciate it as well. Please send comments, but be nice. We're still kind of new at this. We're getting it together now. Each week we should be getting better and better. Please let us know how our progression is coming along. Mm-hmm. And we love you. We look forward to talking to you again next time. Hopefully with the Redskins win. So the Cowboys got their bye week this week. For now, I get 10 separate texts from 10 different Cowboys fans talking about our loss. And I responded, well, these texts must be 2 weeks old. Because when y'all was losing, nobody said nothing. But today, y'all bye week and we lost. Now I'm getting all, come on now.
That's how they do.
Sabrina.
That's how they do.
That's what make you not like them. Mm-hmm. Right here in this moment. Don't be texting me when we lost. Text me when y'all lose too.
Exactly. Text me, y'all, and y'all 2 and 7, just like we are. And you come text us. Just sit down and be quiet.
Exactly.
Y'all start winning.
Exactly. Tired of this mess. Somebody needs to really go at them, Sabrina. Come on now, be fair. They got a bye week now. I'm getting all this blah, blah, blah. No, you still not playing. It's the same as losing.
Exactly.
You don't get to say anything. So you can't say nothing on your bye week, because if you was playing this week, you would have lost too. Come on now. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Stay blessed. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, ladies and gents, what's that black thing? Oh, that's my flower. I ain't got my glasses on.
I'm laughing because it's like, we cannot do this. And what is going on?
Yeah, it's like someone's behind me. Like, what is that?